Welcome to Guys We Fucked. Guys We Fucked.
Guys We Fucked. I'm Christina.
I'm Corinne.
We're
sorry about last night. The anti-slut shaming podcast. I never stop.
Hey fuckers, welcome to another episode of Guys We Fucked.
It's the anti-slut shaming podcast. I'm Corinne.
I'm Christina.
What's up?
Oh man, Toronto.
You're cool.
Damn, Toronto.
What a good city.
That was real fun.
We had a good time. You guys are out of your fucking minds.
Out of your minds.
I think
Wonderful.
people only think Americans are out of their minds and maybe some of Latin countries. But then I went to Toronto. I was like, no, you guys are out of your mind too.
How do you think they were out of their minds?
Well, just
very sweet.
Party gals and boys.
Yeah.
A lot of swarming.
Yeah, a lot of oh my God. Thank you for making us feel like Justin Bieber, because goddamn did I feel like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, shout out to Rachel for making the cutest little handmade books. And listen up, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, Rachel.
This is a great, I love thoughtful gifts. She made us each little customized packets of places we should go, food we should eat. And I ate at several of the establishments.
That 24-hour Mexican place we went to.
Yeah, Sneaky D's. I went to El Catrine because Tommy and I were going to go anyway. And then I was like, well, now we've been recommended it twice. So now we got to go. It was fucking phenomenal.
I took a 3-way date. Well, we were going to go to Library Bar, but it was playing jazz music that Steven couldn't be around because he's a music snob, and so we left. But it was beautiful. That bar was beautiful.
Does he not like jazz, or the jazz wasn't good enough for
bad
him?
Jazz.
Okay.
I even thought it was bad jazz, but
I don't like jazz really in general.
It was a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other stuff. That was so thoughtful.
Right.
Rachel.
I like that you just casually said we took a 3-way date there.
Yeah, I mean that's how I want her to know the impact that she has made. Yeah, that was amazing. I've never I think it was the first or second show at the Royal, which was like 390 people. We sold out all 3 shows.
Yeah, we got there and we're like, wow, this was I thought it was like 150 seat theater.
So did I.
And then I was like, oops.
And we walked out. First of all, one of the people that attended the shows was like walking into the employee's office, and I was like, no, sir, come over here.
Oh God.
And he had a beer in his hand, and I didn't want the staff was trying to get him out.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't go. So I was like, dude. And then he looks at me and goes, whoa, hey, Christina. I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of the theater.
Yeah.
And then when we walked outside, Steven and I walked outside, you had already been saying hi to people. And then like these screaming girls. And I was like, oh, I love you, ladies. And then I started talking to people, but then I was like, this is Steven. And everyone goes, ah.
Yeah. It was
Steven was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I hid Tommy in the back corner, but then some people recognized him. And then I love when sometimes people think Tommy is James.
Oh, really?
And then another girl will inevitably go, no, that's her best friend Tommy. He's gay. And they'll get very annoyed that they don't know the difference between Tommy and James.
It's wonderful. Toronto's amazing. I went to a sex club.
Yes.
And I got to give a shout out to Oasis Aqua Lounge because they have, first of all, we were playing one of those segments during our live Guys Effect Experience show. We take half of a couple outside the theater.
Oh, right,
so they
right.
can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
And this one girl had recommended to me. That was like the 4th time I'd heard that club be brought up. So I was like, okay, well, on our free night, we're going to go. And we got in. This lovely lady explained to us the rules. She was like, no one should be touching you unless you explicitly give them permission. And if that happens, you contact one of us and we will kick them out. No one should be watching, like standing over, hovering over you, watching you, unless you are okay with that and you give them. I was like, okay, there's a lot of consent going on. I like it. And then we walked in and we weren't in our towels yet because there is a hot tub and a bathtub, or not a bathtub, a pool.
Oh, okay.
A heated pool and a hot tub. And there's 3 levels.
Was it clean?
Yes, dude.
Okay.
So clean.
Okay.
One of the rules was you can't fuck in the hot tub, but you can fuck in the pool.
I was like, I hope you didn't fuck in the hot tub because that's so
I didn't fuck anywhere.
You can get an infection in your vagina very easily fucking in water of any sort, but especially hot tub because of the heat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not good to do that.
Yeah, I didn't want to fuck I didn't really want to fuck anywhere. I really enjoyed it. It was the best. I mean, this is only my second sex club experience, but it was It was really fun. The people there were amazing. There was young people, old people, good, like all races, all different types of couples. It was really awesome. And I think where we went first was the hot tub. And I went in, I just kept my underwear on, but
You were allowed to?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And there was a girl in the hot tub. There was an older Indian couple that looked like my friend from middle school's parents. Like they just reminded me of them so much. And they were just looking around like, this is new. Okay. And they were really sweet looking. And then there was this girl across from us, from Steven and I, and she was on some kind of drug, I think. But she was just going and going about stories about her mom and stories about, and then all of a sudden it just got this, everyone just went really silent. And then I was like, you know, when you're in an elevator and like no one's talking, it's kind of like that, but we're all naked in a hot tub, guys. Right, guys? I just try to make jokes the whole fucking time. Did anyone laugh? No one laughed. Not a single one.
Were people having sex actively that you saw?
Yes.
Okay.
Not in the pools. And then we went to the pool. And I was just in a pool naked. I was so proud of myself. I was very comfortable.
That's just fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
With people my parents' age, with people that like 18 would be like, just there was all kinds of people and we were all naked in this pool.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at us, guys. And then we were having fun, and then we wanted to go back to the hotel room because it wasn't sexy, but it was really fun.
I know.
It felt debaucherous, but not in a turns me on kind of way.
Yeah.
And we were in the locker room, co-ed. Obviously, we're all naked in front of each other anyway, so we don't need to separate. And I was getting my clothes on, and there was just this guy. This naked guy with his penis out, you know, it was flaccid, and he was standing like near the entrance of the locker room, and he just kept going, sorry, mate, sorry. And I was like,
what was he?
He was just saying sorry because people kept running into him, and he was like, sorry. So, and then everyone in Canada, that stereotype that everyone's very polite is true.
Yeah.
At least in the sex club locker room. And everyone was just bumping into each other. They go, sorry. And it was so funny. I felt like it was an episode of Seinfeld.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was fun. I had a good time in Toronto.
Yeah. That's not Toronto.
Oh my God.
We're going to get emails.
It's not Toronto?
It's Toronto.
Oh.
I mean, it's spelled Toronto, but then anyone who hears us say that says it's like nails down a chalkboard.
Ooh, Toronto.
Well, I had a similar weekend. I found a zit in my pussy lip. So
same thing.
So it's almost on par, you know, I would say.
You can get zits there?
Apparently.
And it's a zit.
Well, you know I was so thankful. I over my course of my life, I've gotten maybe like 5 zits in there. I mean, it makes sense because there's a lot of moisture down there.
Oh.
And well, I was just like, because I'm always constantly making sure everything is down there. Like, there's no
clean.
Bumps.
Yeah.
And, you know, because I don't know, cancerous things just feeling around. And I was like,
they're going to think your razor burn is herpes.
Yeah, no, I felt like
doesn't matter if you have herpes.
I felt like a good one.
Yeah.
I felt like a pressure there. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I'm like,
God pressing his thumb up against my
vagina. I'm just like on the toilet, like opening up my vagina, like looking around town. And then I was like, this is a bump and this is red. And then I was like, let me just let this bump sit for a day.
Yeah.
And see. We don't want to go crazy.
Yeah.
We don't want to make calls. We don't need to
24-hour
access Obamacare if he doesn't need to be bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
let Obama sleep.
Then the next day it had like a little head. And I was like, oh, it's just a zit.
Isn't that fun?
Isn't that great, guys?
Guys, it's just a zit.
So maybe don't be a hypochondriac. Sometimes it's just a zit in your pussy, but then sometimes it's cancer. So this is my Tom Green moment.
Except you did not suffer.
Well, before he had, when he in the stage where he was just feeling his balls.
Oh,
just feel around your pussy.
You can get a cancerous bump in your vagina, like.
Well, I mean, it probably would be skin cancer, but you can get cancer anywhere.
You get skin cancer on your pussy?
There's skin there. Is there not?
Yeah, but you're not in the sun.
Yeah, but people who like never are in the sun get skin cancer.
That's true. People get lung cancer who've never smoked.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. Hello. Sorry if I ruined that for anyone.
Everyone dies at the end. You should have watched it already.
Oh, fuck, I'm in the
Your
process.
fucking fault.
I'm in the process watching it.
Not everyone dies.
I figured not, but all right. So
that was fun. Thank you so much, Toronto. Well, okay. This was the order of things that happened for me.
Okay.
I watched Audrey and Daisy
Right.
on Netflix. It's a documentary. If
We've been talking about it.
you know someone who has a Netflix password, make them give you their information and watch this movie.
And the people you know are not us, so don't ask.
Yeah, don't ask us. Because I'm actually borrowing my Netflix password from my roommate's mom. So like,
Oh, I'm borrowing it from my mom too.
Oh, it's cute. So only 5 devices at a time, guys. But I watched that movie. I knew I was going to be mad.
Yeah.
It's about rape and how our justice system does not handle sexual assault.
I didn't finish it yet, so don't ruin it. Does everyone?
Everyone gets raped.
It ends happy.
Oh yeah, it's very happy, kumbaya.
Happy ending.
Well, I'm not giving anything away. You're going to get mad when you watch it, but you need to watch it and you need to get mad.
I was mad 5 minutes in.
Oh yeah, I was mad before I watched it.
Right,
I was mad at the trailer.
Yeah.
And it follows 2 women. One committed suicide because she was raped and no one fucking believed her.
Spoiler alert.
That's in the trailer. I don't care. That doesn't matter.
Well, it's also in the news. I knew about a couple of these incidents before the documentary came out.
And then another woman, young woman, did not commit suicide. She was raped and then by her brother's friends and they dropped her off on her parents' front lawn in like 20-degree weather, and she almost died of being out in the cold. And they took her to the hospital. Yeah, they took her to the hospital, and the sheriff in this person's town wanted to handle the case very swiftly and started the investigation very early. And then by the end of the investigation, he was saying like the worst things I loved him at first, and then I hated him more than I've ever hated anybody.
Mm-hmm. That means it's a good film because they made you feel all the feelings about someone.
They really did. I mean, I was crying the whole time, but it's just like, these defeated women, both the woman who killed herself's parents were interviewed,
right,
and then the woman who didn't kill herself was interviewed as well as her parents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they talked to a bunch of other women. There was a scene at the end where it's just a support group of women who are all sitting there with their moms, and they're all going around talking about their rape, and then the moms are like trying really hard not to cry. And they're being so stoic about it. And I'm just so sick of women having to collect themselves about this shit.
Right.
And not, and then be shunned by their town and called sluts because they were raped and no one believes. Like, and it just reminded me, like, when after Toronto, after both shows, more than one woman came up to me like with a tear rolling down her cheek, and I knew it. When that happens, I'm like, you were raped, and I know that in my head because that's always what it is, and it's just like these women are so strong and so composed, but like I'm so sick of seeing that.
Yeah.
Why do we have to be like? I don't. What is the other option? I don't know. Crying a ball. That's not going to help either. But like,
well, I think sometimes you're being
I'm so
strong for
mad.
yourself, not strong for other people.
Yeah,
like,
because it's how you deal with stuff.
Sometimes you have to be strong for yourself.
Yeah,
well, you just get through the day.
But I'm just like, there is something so wrong with our fucking society if rape victims are just sitting back in these shadows and being ignored and not having justice and being shunned for being sexually assaulted. And then these rapists are just going around. I still can't figure out what the problem is. Do they not know they're raping? Do these young men not know that they are raping women?
Well, I think because what we think of as rape, even as women, a lot of times before it happens, is like someone we don't know jumping out of a bush, attacking us, and then forcing his dick inside of us. I think that's a lot but that's not really. That is also rape, but that's not really the common kind of rape
at all.
So
I want to start. I don't know how to do this, but I know that I can look it up on Google. But consent needs to be taught in schools. Mm-hmm. That's what it. I mean, that's.
Well, Blair
a huge
and Marsha
part of the problem.
Actually were just on their way to Rutgers University to talk about consent today. I just saw it on Instagram.
Oh, really? To teach kids?
Yeah, I mean that's in college. I mean, I think it probably should start
any age, but
I think it should start earlier, like in high school. You probably want to start talking about it, like nips a problem in the bud before it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think finally at least colleges are starting to be like, yo, we need to talk about this. But of course, things are happening, are being solved in liberal markets first. So like the liberal, Rutgers is in New Jersey. So the coasts usually go first and then it works inward, unfortunately.
every fucking story I hear about rape is just the rapist is like Aaron Glazer in our comedy community
Right.
is a rapist.
Mm-hmm.
And he is walking. I don't know what he's doing right now. He's not being booked on any more shows because we've shunned him on social media because the one of the people he raped, it was reported and nothing fucking happened. So we turned to social media and then we're getting criticized for saying something on social media, but the police department isn't doing anything about it. And this fucking asshole is walking around the New York City comedy scene like he's hot shit. Now he's not. Now his reputation is ruined forever. I hope forever. But like, that's fine. Like, I don't know. I want to try and figure out what the root of the problem is and then really try to make something happen. I'm going to research how a law gets made or how it gets proposed and try and fucking, I don't know, do petitions work? Maybe they do. I'm so sick of hearing about these stories.
I think unfortunately the problem with this is it's like beyond, like you can make all like the laws you want, but this is like something much like racism. Like there has to be a social a change in the way people think. Yeah. So laws can be created, but laws can't change the way people think. It only can kind of stop them from doing things because there is this threat of being punished.
Right.
But like with religion, I'm like religion confuses me because I'm like, if you didn't believe in God, would you just be at like murdering people? Like I don't understand that. Anyway, I wouldn't do that.
You're being a good person for God. Like be a good person for yourself.
But yeah, no, I mean our country's a huge mess, and I think this is a great lead-in to the debates that we watched. I mean, if we want to talk about the treatment of women, we needn't look further than the debate that we all watched on Monday, Senor Trump versus Hillary Clinton.
Hola, Senor
Secretary
Trump.
Hillary Clinton. Badass bitch of the universe.
Yeah, she schooled him in the debate. It was so satisfying to finally watch him be baited by whenever he disagreed with her with something she said, he goes wrong, like a fucking toddler. And then
it was the most childlike thing I've ever seen.
It was heinous, but it also was very satisfying to see. But there's another example of a woman going, there. Okay, Trump. And and then after the debate, you still have people. Britt Hume said on Hillary's recent debate performance, she looked for the most. She looked composed, smug sometimes, not necessarily attractive. This is one of the many comments on Hillary. So if she's composed and doesn't fucking explode on him like I would, this is why I'm not running for president, among many reasons, she would be crazy. But if she keeps it cool and doesn't say anything and kind of gives him the okay, she's smug. Like, and then her looks have nothing to do with anything. And just like the amount of people commenting on that, it's like, it's so sad.
Well, first off, Donald Trump is also not good looking. And secondly, Hillary Clinton is a 68-year-old woman. Are you judging your grandmother on how she looks? Like, what the fuck? Number one, you shouldn't be judging anyone on how they look. That has
president?
That has nothing to do with how you run a fucking country.
Nope.
In fact, I'm more comfortable with someone less good looking running the country because that means they spend less time in the mirror every morning. They get up, they put their pantsuit on, they go out and they do their fucking job.
They sign some bills.
Yeah. What do you like? It's such a distraction from the real issues, the things that we are worried about. We worry about aesthetic and likability. Neither of those things are fucking important when you're running for president. This isn't a popularity contest. And I know, and it's very interesting to me, like the words that we're using to describe whatever you fucking think about Hillary Clinton. This woman has done a lot. And I know people are like, yeah, she's committed a lot of crimes. Shut the fuck up, honestly.
Yeah, she's also been investigated by them. There was 8 investigations on the email thing. There's many investigations on the emails and Benghazi. There was no legal wrongdoing found. Any bullshit that you have on the Clinton Foundation, like the one shady donation that was made, is actually approved by the United States government. Hillary had nothing to do with that approval of the donation. Like, watch Last Week Tonight this past week, and John Oliver will break down the scandals on each party, and it will articulates just how dangerous it is to say that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are equally bad people or equally scandalous. Like, he calls Hillary out on her shit, but then when you look at Trump, you're like, oh, this guy,
right?
What?
Well, and also,
you can release your tax returns even if you're being audited.
Well, and also NPR.org did a really great fact checking of the debates if you want to go. And, NPR, obviously everyone's like, well, these places skew liberal. Well, they're respected news outlets. So they're going to report the news pretty accurately. I mean, there's a little bias in everything, but you can't just like make up facts. Like facts are facts. And what I was getting at is just like the terminology people are using with Hillary. Like we've just never seen this in any male election. Like it's not appropriate to refer to a woman who is Secretary of State who has done all the work that Hillary Clinton has done as a bitch or a cunt. Like I called her a badass bitch before, but that's a little different. But like
that's empowering.
People like calling her an actual like with anger a cunt. No, not appropriate. Just not. It's not. And this
isn't a comedy show. This is the presidential election of the United States of America.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call Sarah Palin a cunt. I don't like her, but it's just not. It's like if you're getting to these levels of things, it's just not appropriate anymore. And it's also such a gender specific like hate word.
It's just it's so indicative of the amount of sexism that still runs through the veins of Americans in a lot of parts of this country, where we can watch that debate and then Hillary still gets criticized over what she said, how she looked, how she said it, the tone she used.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump lies most of the time, won't release his tax returns for a reason he is citing is not a reason. He doesn't know what a blind trust is. This guy is so fucking stupid.
Well, he's
and
racist. He's acting in a way that wouldn't be appropriate in a high school presidential election. Never mind the presidential election for the United States of America. It's just inappropriate.
And goddamn, racist. The sexism thing, I don't know. I hope one day that gets solved. Racism, the racist bullshit that's happening is like, oh, god damn it.
Well, yeah, and it's like I know people are like, I don't like when you guys get political, and I don't like
my vagina is political, and I don't like. It's part of. Right. There are laws governing my vagina and your vagina, so we're getting fucking political.
But also, and I don't honestly care if you stop listening to podcasts. It's fucking go time. This is probably the most important of a fucking election that will happen during your lifetime, and you have two choices. I'm not saying that's how politics should be. You have two choices. The choices are Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. And it's not only is it stupid, it's very dangerous if you're voting for Donald Trump. And if you're saying I'm not voting for anyone, you might as well vote for Donald Trump. And I truly believe that. And just make a smart choice. And also, you better fucking be registered to vote.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you're over 18, look it up. Just Google it, because the voter registration, the deadlines start in October. Okay, so it lists every state and what the exact voter registration deadline is. So look it up on Google. You'll find it. Yeah. The MSNBC. That's where I got it. It's
extremely important to vote. If you don't vote, you are a lazy person, and should not be welcome here.
It's your civil duty. God damn it, just do it.
It's infuriating. And then, I mean, going on, Hillary Clinton mentioned this briefly in the debates about Alicia Machado, who was the first Miss Universe that won after Donald Trump brought that pageant. And I was like, oh, I got to get into this. Like, he referred to this winner as Miss Piggy, and then I was like, and I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck? And then she released these videos where Alicia Machado is interviewed at length, and there are clips that they're not edited. It's just Donald Trump outright talking about her weight, saying that this is someone who likes to eat, that she gained.
Oh, what a bitch. What a whore.
She gained a significant amount of weight after she won. And like, he body shamed her. And this woman ended up having like a ton of eating disorders, because here she is. She won this huge contest. This was the biggest opportunity that she had ever gotten. This powerful man is not only privately, but publicly commenting on her weight. Like, this is a childish person. This is not a person who is fit to be president. And also, I mean, go back and watch that debate. Was Donald Trump entertaining? Absolutely. If this was Last Comic Standing, my vote would go to Donald Trump.
Hell yeah.
However, the vagueness in which he answered almost every question. He's like, we're going to do a lot of things. We're going to get a lot of stuff done. Hillary Clinton was facts, names,
strategies,
dates, things I've done, reasons, confidence. And also, she should just win for not fucking punching him in the face.
Honestly, I give so many props to homegirl Hillary Clinton for not punching Donald Trump in the face. And Donald Trump was interviewed after the debates, so a couple days ago. And about Alicia, and he still said she gained a lot of weight very quickly. It was a huge problem. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Really? You stupid as fuck.
So normally I would say,
I can't believe it. I feel like I'm a crazy person.
Well, normally I would say it's important to vote for this particular election. I'm going to say it's important to vote for Hillary Clinton. Guys, We Fucked officially endorses Hillary Clinton for president of the United States 2016. If you have a problem with that, we don't give a shit.
And you know what? One of the big reasons that politics are part of the discussions that we sometimes have on the podcast is because we are very much against bitching about things and not doing anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So one way you can do something about the laws that you're not satisfied with, vote for people, vote in your local elections, because that's where it starts. That's where the roots of everything comes from. These local politicians who move on to the Senate and then maybe move on to become president.
Yeah.
Just vote, be informed, research, do your research, read as many articles as you possibly can. Try and find as sources that are unbiased, and that can be a challenge sometimes, but educate yourself, you guys.
Yeah. Like, it's really cool to have casual sex and all that, but more importantly,
fucking is awesome, but like, fucking vote.
But more importantly, what I hope you take from this podcast is that if you take the necessary steps, you can have a lot more control over your life and over the outcomes of things than I think you even know. On that note,
hey guys,
we're back.
Do you want more Guys We Fucked in your life? Well, you're in luck, because we are doing 2 bonus episodes per month when you sign up for Howl. So there's a very specific code you have to go to. It's a URL, howl.fm/GWF. You can do a 1-month free trial, see how you like it. We've already done 2 bonus episodes. They're really fun. We're also going to have bonus pictures and videos and shit up there. It's just $4.99 a month, and it also gives you access to other podcasts. And I'm actually was going to do like a thing where like I recommend my favorite podcasts you can also find on Howl, because I love podcasts and there's a lot of great stuff. It's like the Netflix for podcasting. You get a lot of other access to other bonus content. So go to howl.fm/GWF. You can download the app on your smartphone, and then you can have more episodes of Guys We Fucked in your life.
Yeah, one's already up there. And we just recorded a really amazing bonus episode with Tommy while we were in Toronto. It's so good. It's so interesting. We take time to do things that are a little bit different and a little bit more in depth than we would do on the regular podcast. So make sure to go to howl.fm/GWF. If you don't go there, we don't get any credit for sending it there.
And that's also a way you can help out the podcast, because some people still email us like, I want to donate money. Sign up for Howl.
Yeah,
that's better.
$4.99 a month, much more helpful than sending us money.
And you get something back.
Yeah, you get so much stuff back. And another way to support the podcast is to buy merchandise. You've been begging us to make merchandise since the podcast started. It's over 2 years into it. We finally made merchandise. And the best thing about this merchandise is that it's designed by a fucker. The wonderful Elise Perry designed some wonderful, wonderful graphics for Sorry About Last Night and Guys We Fucked. These are available on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and tote bags. Just go to sorryboutlastnightcomedy.com and go to the merch section. It'll bring you to our merchandise provider, which is Represent. They're awesome. They're reasonably priced. And make sure if you're getting a t-shirt and you're a woman, there's a female fit that's noted. But we also do have a unisex fit if you just like something a little boxier. If you're a man, if you're not sure, if you're going to sleep in it, if you're going to wear it to the gym, just wear it. They're really cool and we appreciate it. And it really helps get the word out about Guys We Fucked and Sorry About Last Night. And if you're in New York City, come see us live.
Yeah, Glamour Puss is tonight at 7:30, hosted by Wendy Starling and myself at Zinc Bar, which is 82 West 3rd Street. The doors open at 7. We're almost sold out for this, but even if you can't get tickets in the link in this podcast, we do reserve a bunch of tickets at the door that you can buy. So if you just show up at 7, you can get a ticket. It's 21 and up. And then we're going to all go in a field trip to Corinne's show because it's her birthday.
I hope not all of you because there won't be room.
Okay.
But some of you come to Nacho Bitches at 11:15 p.m. tonight at New York Comedy Club. It's 241 East 24th Street. Tickets are $10 when you use the code Nacho. Again, make sure to use that code. It's cheaper and we get credit for it. Co-hosted by Blair Saki and myself. It's my birthday show. It's almost sold out. It might be sold out by the time that this is airing. tiring, but it's going to be really fun. And we have a special surprise guest who you're going to fucking love. And then here are our tour dates. All tickets for these tour dates are between $20 and $25. A couple of the venues are 16 and up, but just check the website, give them a call. We're trying to make it as young as possible, but there's not a lot of juice bars where you can do comedy. So bear with us. Syracuse, New York on November 2nd, we're going to be at the Funny Bone. Special note, if there's anyone who goes to Syracuse University who would be interested in being like a street team ambassador, just email us at sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. We'd love to get the word out on the Syracuse campus.
Albany, New York, November 3rd at the Funny Bone.
Hartford, Connecticut, November 6th at the Funny Bone.
Irvine, California, November 9th at the Improv.
Los Angeles, California, November 10th at the Comedy Store. That one's almost sold out, so please buy your tickets ASAP.
Phoenix, Arizona, 11/11. Make a wish. Stand up live.
Ontario, California, November 13th at the Improv.
San Francisco, we're sold out. Sorry. We love you. Indianapolis, Indiana, November 16th. Crackers.
Columbus, Ohio. I know you're a fucking fun city. November 17th at the Funny Bone.
Chicago, Illinois, November 18th at the Athenaeum Theater. Just go to our link and it'll be spelled and pronounced right.
And that one's a live podcast taping. All the other ones are the experience show, just a heads up.
Oh, yeah.
And the last date on this is Cleveland, Ohio. On November 20th, we will be at Hilarities.
But before that, you're going to be in Newport, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Good thing. The good thing you remembered that. And then just a heads up, there's two other dates that we wanted to promote. One is for Newport, Rhode Island. That's just going to be me, Corinne. I'm at the Rogue Island Comedy Fest on Saturday, October 8th. Go to rogueislandcomedyfest.com for details. I'm doing like 3 shows that day. That's such a fun little place. But I swear to God, if you drink and drive, I will beat you senseless. So much drunk driving in that town. Fucking
really?
Chill out. Get an Uber. It's unbelievable.
Oh, don't drink and drive.
So uncool.
You dumb.
And then we're also still going to be in New Orleans for Hell Yes Fest.
October 12th.
Yeah, and that's a Wednesday, October 12th. We've never been to New Orleans. My brother's going to be there. It's going to be really fun.
And we're excited to see ghosts who play jazz.
Yeah, all these links. I know there's so many links and dates and everything. It's all in the description of the podcast as well as on sorryboutlastnightcomedy.com.
When you cook with fresh ingredients, your meals taste better. They're better for you. So it's important to know where your food comes from. Man, I can't read out loud. Blue Apron knows that when you cook with incredible ingredients, you make incredible meals. They set the highest quality standards for their community of artisanal suppliers, family-run fisheries, and ranchers. It's less than $10 a meal. Blue Apron will deliver you seasonal recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. I've been talking about how my parents are using Blue Apron. One complaint I have is it really makes you cocky about your ability to cook. And when we were at the Jersey Shore, my dad brought his Blue Apron recipe cards, but he improvised and changed some of the ingredients because he thought that I'm going to be a chef Ed. And then I went home that night and I had to make Steven pull over and I projectile vomited in a Wawa bathroom while an old lady was trying to digest her meal from earlier that evening. It was very unfortunate. So Blue Apron does instill a sense of confidence in your cooking. Just make sure it's not too much confidence. Customize each recipe every week based on your eating preferences. Each box, it's easy to follow. There's a recipe card. Check out their website. Go to this week's menu. You can get 2 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/GWF. That's blueapron.com/GWF. Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
Blue Apron. They know what they're doing much better than you.
Yeah, Blue Apron. Dad, stop improvising with the cards.
And thank you to our second sponsor for this episode. It's Audible. Do you love books but find that you never have time to read them?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Absolutely.
Well, audible.com has the perfect solution. Get audiobooks and listen to those books you've been meaning to read while on the go. Oh my God, it's like a podcast for books, guys.
But it's like a book being read to you by a person.
Oh, it's nice. You can
read me a
pretend pretend you're a child again.
I know.
At the gym during your commute. I like how they made some suggestions of places that you can listen to things. Audible.com has audiobooks from the leading audiobook publishers, broadcasters, entertainers, magazine and newspaper publishers, and business information providers. Their app is free and works on iPhones, iPad, Android, and Windows Phone. You can also download and listen on your Kindle Fire and over 500 MP3 players.
500? I mean, do they even make that many?
I had no idea.
I don't think they do.
And unlike a streaming or rental service with Audible, you can own your books so you can access them anytime and anywhere right from your smartphone. Audible.com also has the Great Listen Guarantee. If you decide you don't like the book you chose, no worries. Damn, that's really nice.
Thanks, Audible.
You can exchange any book you aren't happy with for another title anytime, no questions asked. That seems like the
don't
worst
be a jerk and take advantage of Audible's
business
niceness.
model. Yeah, Audible isn't a fucking library, guys. And just for our listeners of Guys We Fucked, Audible.com is offering a free 30-day trial membership. So start the school year off right. Go to audible.com/GWF today to start your free trial. Again, that's audible.com/GWF.
You know, when I was in high school, we had to read Pride and Prejudice, but I was like, I can't sit still and look at something for very long. So I went to my library and got it on cassette tape. And then like my best friend Melissa and I would just like blast Pride and Prejudice and roll our windows down. And it was just so freeing.
Wow, you're a better student than I am. I just went to Spark Notes.
See, dude, if Audible was around before when I needed Spark Notes,
Yeah.
I would have just had the book read to me. God damn.
I remember the summer I was reading A Tale of Two Cities for like the high school reading list. You know how they give you a couple books over the summer, and I would just take like long naps.
On the book.
I would just go up to my room and be like, I'm going to read Tale of Two Cities now, and it was just like me taking 2-hour naps.
And your mom was like, wow, you really into that book. I know. There's two cities. It's crazy.
The amount of naps I took as opposed to the amount of books I read. Just pretty amazing, really. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think the nap was more important.
Yeah, you need to sleep.
Yeah, I've been tired since I was like 12. Anyway.
Oh, speaking of tired, email us, guys. Sorry about last night's show at gmail.com is our email. I'm going to read this email. Doesn't have a subject line because it was sent to us through our website. Sorry about last night comedy.com. And okay. Hey gals, my wife is currently pregnant and we have had a pretty active sex life. We are both in our early 20s. And right before she became pregnant, we were starting to experiment sexually with each other. We realized that after marriage, our sex life became more comfortable. And because of that feeling, we thought we should begin exploring since we felt a deep connection to each other already. However, she is now pregnant and the sex is lasting on her mind. I'm having trouble finding a way to be intimate with her. She has told me that having sex while pregnant does feel different to her, certain positions hurt, etc. And I totally and utterly respect her boundaries. Since her hormones have increased, I've pretty much become a horn dog and am having trouble finding an outlet because I so badly and desperately want to connect with her. Even if we just make out or do something, some simple sexual stuff, it would fulfill that desire. I feel super inadequate and my self-esteem has dropped immensely because of this situation. It really sucks because I have talked to her about all of this and she assures me that she is still super attracted to me and still wants me sexually. It's just an awkward time for her. For the record, this is our first baby, but I guess some advice, if any can be given, would be super helpful. I really just want to be able to approach the conversation in a new way or get a fresh perspective. And yes, masturbation is definitely the easy way out, but I crave my wife. Thank you so much for being so open and positive feminists on a mission to change the minds of viewers, as well as making them laugh in the process. You know when your husband impregnates you and makes his pregnancy about him?
I do.
I've never been pregnant, so I don't know. It's not about you right now because there's a baby growing inside your wife's uterus.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some women, when we talked to JWoww, at her house, she was super pregnant. She did not want her husband or boyfriend at the time going near her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how she felt.
Yeah.
And that's fine. If you're Angelina Jolie and you're like, I feel more sexual when I'm pregnant and I want to fuck more, good for you. That's great as well. Yeah. But everyone is so different during a pregnancy. I can't speak from experience because I've never been pregnant. But I got to say, when I come home from a night and I'm a little bit tired and Steven wants to bang, I'm like, yeah, no. I just say no. And I feel a little bad, part of me, but then I can't imagine having a child growing inside of me. Maybe I'll be super horny, maybe I won't. But I think maybe take this opportunity. If you want to feel more connected with your wife, do things with her. You don't have to bone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I was just going to say, just like
take her to a museum.
Be more romantic. Maybe try to veer towards romance instead of sexuality for this. I know 9 months is a long time. And I know that
and probably after she has the baby, she's probably not going to. You can't have sex
for like
right
3 weeks after, I think. But, just give her some time. I know it's like almost a year. That's a long time.
Yeah.
But also, a creature is growing inside her. That's like fucking crazy.
That's awesome, man. Women are awesome.
That's just like, I don't even know. That's crazy.
And I mean, that's got to be frustrating though. If you're excited about this baby, you're taking care of your wife, and then if you're horny, you're horny. Like, I get it. I totally get it. But masturbation, I don't think is the easy way out in this case. I think it's the way to come, or I don't know. I was going to suggest mutual masturbation, because actually Steven and I do that a lot, and it's really fun and it's really hot.
I don't think she's going to want to do that.
But I don't think she's going to want to do that. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, obviously you can make some suggestions, but if she doesn't want to do it, she don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And you can't push her.
Yeah.
Because she's carrying a child.
Yeah. This is the one time where you just kind of, this is like her, kind of like her babyzilla moments. Like, there's a bridezilla and there's a babyzilla, and there's like 2 times when you kind of just have to put up with it. And I know it's like, it is both of your child, but like,
she's got to push that thing
think how
out
much more work she's doing right now.
I mean, not to like give women more credit, but like
that's a lot.
That's a lot of work.
You really got the easy
Her body's changing.
That. Yeah.
Her hormones are changing.
Yeah.
Her vagina is about to push out a baby.
Yeah.
Or if she gets a C-section, she's about to have a baby ripped out of her.
Yeah. So I think just, take some steps, be more romantic, do romantic things. And that does not always have to include physical touch or something that's going to make your dick hard.
Hold
or
her hand.
Wet. Yeah.
How about you hold a hand?
Yeah. Give her a back massage.
Oh, damn. Boy, you want to be husband of the year?
Yeah.
Give her a massage or a gift certificate to a there's types of massages you can get when you're pregnant.
Prenatal.
Right? Prenatal massage.
Yeah. And if she's too pregnant, just don't rub her feet, because that can induce early labor.
No way, really?
Just a heads up from a former spa receptionist, Corinne Fisher.
Sometimes when I'm not feeling like horny for Steven and then does something really nice for me, the horniness just comes all rushing back to me.
Yeah, women love giving thank yous with like blowjobs.
Oh, hell yeah.
So just never it's maybe
I will happily suck your dick after you do something so kind and nice for me.
Just always remember that. I think we don't advertise that.
No, because if you don't want it, you don't want it.
But just know that it's on the table.
Yeah.
I fucked a murderer.
Oh, what?
I didn't, but that's the title of
Of the subject, huh?
Of our newest email. Hey, ladies, please don't mention my name if you happen to read this on the podcast. Will do. So here's my deal. Let me preface this by saying that I am married. My husband and I have been happily non-monogamous for 8 years now. Anyway, while on a business trip last October, I ended up walking to the same restaurant each night for dinner. There was a really cute server there that I ended up chatting with one night who happened to be getting his shift as I was leaving. I decided to invite him back to my hotel for a couple drinks and possibly more. We talked and joked for about an hour. He was very open, charming, and has a sweet, vulnerable side to him that appealed to me. Things escalated rather quickly, and we started to get naughty. Because I like it rough, I asked him to choke me while we were having sex. He did, really hard. So hard that I had to tell him, "Are you a murderer?" No, just kidding. So hard.
I was like, no way.
That I had to tell him to stop twice.
You a murderer.
He apologized and explained that he was a jujitsu trainer and that, quote, sometimes he doesn't know his own strength.
Red flag numero uno.
I was going to say the fucking red flags here. We ended up fucking until 6 a.m. I left for work at 7. He visited me later that day at work, even though I didn't give him the address. I just added that. And we kept in touch pretty regularly for almost a year, up until a few weeks ago when he was arrested for a, in all caps, brutal murder.
This is a picture of him.
Oh, I saw it. She includes a link. There's a lot of stuff. Just reading from the URL without even going to it, it says Charles Dean Bryant murder, killer Jackie Vandegrift, Dallas, Texas, Grapevine, burned, dismembered, Denton Hazlitt. I just gave away his name, but I don't think that's
that's okay.
Doesn't really matter.
Well, Charles is charged with capital murder after authorities say he killed, burned, and dismembered 24-year-old Jackie after their last name's here, but whatever. Rest in peace.
Well, she's dead. Yeah,
I know. Just for family privacy. Whatever. It's
well,
out
I mean,
there.
yeah, it's in an alcohol. It's just
After meeting at a bar.
It's fucked up, guys. It's
fucked up.
Read this fucking article.
It's awful.
If you want to feel more scared going to bars than you already did. So the writer goes on. I have been a wreck since I found out. I was in shock for 24 hours. Fell apart shortly after due to how close of a call that could have been for me. No kidding.
Yeah. No
and
shit.
now I'm not sure how I feel. I consider myself to be a very intuitive person and good judge of character. I can't seem to wrap my head around the fact that the person I got to know and spend time with could actually be capable of these things he's being accused of. I'm ashamed I put myself in such a dangerous situation. On one hand, I obviously feel awful for the victim and her family. On the other, I feel sympathy for the kind person I knew who was sitting in jail, possibly awaiting the death penalty. My friends think that I shouldn't feel sympathy for someone who could do such heinous things, but I just can't help it. I even wrote him a letter saying how confused I was and that while I absolutely do not condone the actions he's been accused of, I recognize that he is a human being who is suffering. I just want to understand it all, I guess. Am I wrong to feel this way? Was it stupid to write him? Will I ever find closure somehow in all of this? My husband feels like, quote, it's a crazy thing that happened and I'm glad you're safe. I can't sleep. I've been drinking every night and it's all I can think about this week. I feel helpless. Advice. Okay.
So you fucked a murderer.
This one is interesting. First of all, like all the spectrum of emotions you're going through are certainly fine. I mean, if you spent a long time with this person, you spent a year talking to him, just because you dismember a body doesn't mean you've never done anything good or nice in your entire life. Quite simply.
I mean, you're right.
I mean, this is not just a murder. This is a brutal murder, as you pointed out. And this is something where I truly believe there has to be something very mentally wrong with you. I can kind of tell from the picture, so I don't want to say like, man, maybe you should have been able to tell. That's
God, you didn't fucking know he was a murderer?
He's,
you know what? These pictures,
he's handsome.
He's a good looking guy.
Right.
A very well trimmed beard, fashionable, handsome man. And that sucks.
But that's why he's probably able to do something like this. I mean, part of this is interesting because I wonder if he's done anything like this before, because this is isolated. Is seemingly
his ex-girlfriend though had a restraining order against him.
Right. That's
and part of that restraining order was like he has kiddie pools in his backyard, and that's really weird. And then his roommate noticed that one of the kiddie pools was gone after the murder. Somehow part of the murder.
Wow.
Yeah, fucked up.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You did nothing wrong though. And it's okay that you didn't realize he was a murderer when you met him.
Right. You know, that's not, however, I'm going to say just meeting someone at a bar when you're out of town alone on a business trip and bringing him back to your hotel, I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
There's
some risks.
I know, like, I'm not sure how old you are, and like that kind of doesn't matter at the end of the day. I mean, obviously, like I'm a little more judgmental towards people in their early 20s.
When I was in my early 20s, I cannot believe the stupid shit I did. Honestly, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm alive.
Yeah. And because I mean, it's great that you and your husband have a non-monogamous relationship and are open, and you were able to talk to your husband so openly about this, and he seems to have been so supportive. But just because you and your husband have a lot of freedom in your relationship, doesn't mean you can kind of just run around with this freedom. Like you're still living in the real world where the same dangers that exist for single 24-year-old girls are existing. Like it's a very dangerous world out there. And while I think we don't want you to feel shame in your sexuality, you got to be constantly playing defense.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, being alone in a hotel room with someone you just met, it's just
there's a lot of risk involved.
There's a lot of risk involved
for your physical safety.
Yeah, because I mean, even if you're in a hotel room, there's people in rooms probably to the right and to the left. There's a concierge downstairs. It doesn't take very long to murder someone.
No, it can take a second.
I don't have personal experience.
Me either, but I can't take.
You can whack someone over the head and.
Or a gun.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, maybe I'm not saying you didn't have a connection, and I'm not saying that he didn't truly like you for who you are. And I don't think it's wrong that you wrote him. I think it's okay to question that, because I think sometimes
confusing, man.
Yeah, I think sometimes what we do with people once they've committed a crime, we kind of just fucking write them off, and that's the end of them. And I certainly do believe in like rehabilitation, but this guy, there's a lot. It takes
he done fucked up.
Yeah, there has to be something very deeply wrong with you to murder and dismember someone.
Oh God, yeah. You did nothing wrong though. There wasn't a lot of signs that he would. There wasn't signs outright that he was a murderer. But also, as women, I feel like we notice or detect signs sometimes, and then we don't trust our gut. That's happened to me so many times.
Right.
Luckily, it was never with a murderer, but like. It happens a lot, and it's not anything against you. You did nothing wrong, and what a mind fuck it is to meet somebody and go, wow, what a charming, wow. And then he fucking dismembers a young woman that could have been you. Like, that's horrifying. I get it, but you did nothing wrong. Stop, pick yourself up. You got to have some days to like get over it. I get it.
Yeah, you have to
get back on your feet.
You have to go through kind of like a weird mourning process.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, just take into account the things that his ex-girlfriend said, and obviously this poor woman who is now dead. And you had a year with this guy, but sometimes you just got to stand up for like women in general. And like, this is obviously someone who has a problem, even though he didn't have a problem like respecting you. He has a problem respecting women, and things like being right out of the gates, when you asked him to choke you, being like super aggressive about it. These are signs that this is someone who has an anger problem and some kind of a weird deep hatred towards women.
I had a fuck buddy, Nico from this podcast, who did jujitsu. He didn't choke me like that, so
yeah,
that's a little weird.
That's not yeah.
But now there's one thing you learn. Next time this happens and someone goes right for the choking and they're a little too excited to choke you and they're do a little too hard, maybe it doesn't necessarily mean they're a murderer, but just take it as a sign of caution.
Yeah. That's it.
From every mistake, we learn a bunch of things.
Yeah, and your husband's dope, and just keep talking about him with it. And maybe just, I would say maybe take a little break from being non-monogamous. And like, I don't know how frequently you do it, but it's probably, this is probably a time where you want to kind of go back to the safe zone, which is your husband, take a little time there, regroup, and then you can go back out into that world. I think that'll mentally help you a little bit as well.
Word.
Okay. So I think we got through everything we can get through. We covered, murders, pregnancy, hating women. It's great.
Titties.
So right now we're going to play for you the episode that we recorded live at the Royal Theatre in Toronto. It was a sold out room, like 390 people. So fun.
Amazing.
So amazing. This was part of the Just for Laughs Toronto Comedy Festival. And our guest is a wonderful comedian, someone who I've followed since the beginning of my career. I was so excited to have him on. He has a wonderful new show coming out on IFC the day after Halloween, or like 2 days after Halloween, called Stan Against Evil. Christina and I watched the preview.
Oh, you guys, this
looks
so amazing.
So fun and scary and interesting. I'm
funny.
So excited. Yeah. Please give it up for Dana Gould. Starting late, we were told we had to hold the show because there was an excessive line at the bar.
We were like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? Thanks so much for coming out to a sold out recording. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
Corinne, how you liking Toronto so far?
Great. I was like, I wasn't prepared to sit on a stool, Sometimes you need to know if you're going to sit on a stool. I guess
I'll
be
vagina?
half standing.
Can you see it now? No. Okay.
Hey, everybody. That really resonated with our comedy speaks to people on a deep level, you know? A lot of people who didn't know how to sit on a stool in this audience. We're just changing the world. How's everybody doing?
Cool. This is our first day here. I'm so excited. This place, you guys have the biggest mall. Holy shit.
Yeah. Big.
We like to shop. Shout out to that guy.
I like that the one guy in the room was like, I got it.
That's also a very polite Canadian heckle. That's exactly what I thought we were gonna get. We enjoy shopping.
Recycle.
Recycle any vegetables. Did you do any? We parted ways for a little bit to like venture off. Did you? You bought candy, right?
I bought a lot of candy, which just my boyfriend accused me this week. Well, because I told him, I was like, you need to stop smoking. And then he was like, well, let's talk about your candy addiction.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, is that even a thing?
You don't have a candy addiction, do you?
Well, but then I went to whatever your CVS is here, and you know what I mean. I don't know, like Shopper's Delight, and
drugs galore.
and then I was in the candy aisle, and I was like, what? They have peanut butter Kit Kats.
Didn't know
and
that.
And then you have Airheads not in the original Airhead shape. You have them in like See, you didn't even know this. So maybe I do have a candy addiction. Things could be worse.
Good for you.
What did you do on your little time off?
Yo, I went to that big ass mall.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to stores that were way too expensive, and then I got real sad.
That's always fun.
And then I went home and took a nap.
Yeah, I don't know. I get sad a lot when I go to malls, though. My favorite place to get sad is to go into the puppy store.
Oh, yeah.
And then fall in love with each puppy and then leave.
Do you ever go to a puppy store and then you have like that protester outside that ruins it for you?
Well,
like,
I mean,
puppy mills, which are bad. I mean, if they're not
those
wrong.
puppies are being treated horribly.
But I don't want to think about that right now. I'm
But
looking at
they're
the puppy.
there, so I'm gonna play with them in the glass and then leave them, and then they're gonna be worse off than they were before. Because they're gonna be like, "Mommy," and I'm gonna be like, "Just kidding, no."
Maybe for 10 minutes and bye. Never
Mommy
again.
just got a new couch. She loves you, but not that much.
So at the top of our podcast, we usually read.
I'm sorry. This is good. I don't know what to do.
Oh, how to sit?
To be honest, I have my period. It took all the energy that I had in me to get into these pants, and this just wasn't the position that I was ready to be in.
Well, girl, your period body is banging. Because I look pregnant when I'm on my period.
I feel so bad for anyone who I
was like, why are they clapping?
a true hero.
Get in your chair, Corinne.
Now I feel like I'm just on punishment.
Well, now we have a table for drinks.
No, this is going to be great. This all worked out. Dana will be super confused when he comes out. Oh, sorry, that's the guest, but you don't know what the fuck that means.
We forgot that.
It's going to be good.
I actually had a pregnancy scare.
You did?
Well, it was food poisoning, but I really thought I was pregnant.
Right.
And here's the thing. I had a CVS brand pregnancy test. I had 2 just on lock under the bathroom counter.
Uh-huh.
And, there's 2 little spaces that a line shows up, and if both spaces have a line, you're pregnant. And I was watching it, and the first space, that's the one that you're pregnant, started filling up with blue. But you're looking out for a line.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? This is a circle. And I took 3, and they all did that. But then True Blue, guys, that's True Blue told me I wasn't pregnant because digital is easier for me to read. But I'm like, what? This is gonna suck. Never had a pregnancy scare before.
But wait, you're on birth control and you also always use condoms.
I know, but I was like,
almost impossible, Christina.
Well, you would think. But then I was like, the bloat that I have, I don't think I've ever had that kind of bloat before. But it's because my dad cooked us Blue Apron with pork, and I don't eat pork. But
we're gonna have to edit that now.
I felt so bad because he worked so hard on it. He was so proud of it. And he plated it and drizzled it with shit. And I was like, okay, I'll eat it. And then, So it's just pork.
Guys, we fuck podcasts. We'll talk about your cunt, but we won't badmouth Blue Apron.
They're a wonderful company.
I feel like. Wait. By a round of applause, who's just here because they love comedy and were curious? Okay.
Oh, that's
so
fun.
I feel like those people, they're like, let me give these sluts a chance. And then they come in and we spend the first 10 minutes just talking about periods and bloating, and they're like, I didn't want it to be this, but it was this.
You getting us?
Sorry for letting you down.
So at the top of the podcast, we always read emails from listeners who write us with problems, array of problems that we get every day. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to do anal, but I don't want to shit the bed problems.
Right.
To more serious ones.
Yeah, no, I was like shitting the bed during anal. Right up there was Syria. It's just...
Oh, Syria.
Oh, is that too much for you? Are we in Canada now?
Don't say Syria, that's racist.
I can't even believe she said Syria. Like, I'm going to totally tweet her about this.
Wow, when I get a share, no one gives a shit.
I'm gonna tweet her a crying emoji. Wait, what'd you say?
She got me a chair and no one clapped, and I was like, come on, you clap for her.
Well, I was going through a struggle.
That's fine. You were.
I was gonna say, because I felt bad, but I was like, I'm gonna have to go up to the higher seat at one point. But now the guest is just gonna be above us.
Like he is in the comedy rankings anyway, so it's fine.
Right. Okay, that's good. It'll be kind of like the Olympics. Because, you know, when you win a gold,
first
you're
place is higher.
Because they're like, just in case you didn't know that I won the gold, I'm also going to stand above you.
Yeah.
And then sit there while my national anthem plays, fuckface. I like it. It's like kind of demeaning. It's nice.
So, is there anyone in the audience who would be interested in coming up on stage and telling us all about their problems, whether it be serious, like I don't want to do anal sex and shit the bed, or
I was
more
like,
serious,
in the front row.
like sexual assault? We talk about that all the time, unfortunately, because it happens. Shit, I can't see.
Whatever it is. Right here?
Huh? Oh, yes, you. We saw you before the show. Come up on stage.
I mean, this feels fake, but it's not.
Thank you.
This is great. What's your name? Karen? Karen? Is that beautiful? Okay, thank you. So give her a round of applause. Yeah. We just changed the whole thing.
Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Hi, I'm good. I'm glad I wore so much makeup tonight. I wasn't expecting this.
Quite the crowd, right? What's your name?
Sean.
Sean? Hi, Sean.
Hi.
That's what I was gonna guess.
I was like, you look like a Sean or a Tom. One of them.
I usually get Kevin, but Sean is close
Kevin?
second, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. People tell me I look like a Kevin.
I want to name my dog
that's
Kevin
nice.
so that when I yell at it, I feel like Catherine O'Hara in Home Alone yelling at her son.
Kevin!
Right?
Kevin!
You know? So what's up? What's going on? What problems do you need help solving?
I've been single for a while, and I would like your guys' advice on meeting the right, wait for it, woman.
I was going to say, which one do you like to fuck?
I was gonna guess,
What?
when you introduced yourself as Sean, I was like, oh, you're like an Eddie Izzard, but less famous.
Now, what would you classify your... Are you in the LGBTQIA element of P spectrum? Or do you...
Aren't we all at this point?
Yeah, basically.
When people ask me to describe myself, I would say kinky funster.
Kinky funster. Sounds awesome.
Oh, like sexually. I thought just in general, like you're applying for a job. Like, Sean, tell us a little about yourself.
Kinky funster named Sean. And I got dope shoes. Now, Sean, do you dress like this all the time?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you did it for us. Thank you.
You're welcome. If I knew it was going to be this hot, I would not have worn these tights.
Ooh, yeah, those are winter tights.
I know,
Come on,
right?
Sean.
But see, that's the thing. See, I don't shave the girls as I call them.
Do you shave your pubic hair?
I take care of it. Like I neaten things up.
Oh,
Isn't that what
nice.
everyone just neatens things up
Considerate.
now, right?
Yeah, you just trim it, maybe a lightning bolt. I don't know.
Right, because like when you look at like all the girls have the shaved beef. It's like ooh, like it's a little too much.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No shaved beef for you.
No shaved beef. right here.
How do you normally meet women and it's not working?
That's a good question because I've been in a couple of kind of long-term relationships.
And at what point do you meet women usually in your outfit and the wig and stuff, or do you? I don't know.
I've done both.
Yeah.
And expectation. And when I meet them, not like this. When I meet them with 5 days growth and looking like I just played hockey, which I do.
Of course you do.
You're so versatile.
Right?
So much hockey.
If anyone needs
Hockey
someone on
is
their
everywhere.
team, by the way, because I'm looking for a team. So if anyone needs a sub, please.
So when
right,
you
focus,
meet women,
Sean, focus.
are you in a hockey jersey with a beard?
And a wig, yes.
And a wig.
No.
Oh.
I've tried both, but when I meet women, just normally, it's a question of how soon do I bring up?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, right.
When do you show them your closet of
So
your
wait,
fucking
you're-
wigs and beautiful dresses?
You're a transvestite, yeah? Because it's not a drag queen.
a tranny. I mean, people call that the T word.
Isn't we
but
not
I-
supposed to say that word?
Well, no,
Right.
but I am one, right? See,
Yeah.
it's all like a conversation, like, right? Yeah.
Be
So,
proud, baby.
yeah.
So at what point when you're dating a woman do you tell her that this is something that you like to do?
That's the question. I've done it early. I've done it late. Like, it seems like there's no...
How late?
How late? Like at meeting the family?
At the altar.
You just show up in the dress.
We're wearing
Yes.
the same outfit, yeah.
There's a slap fight over, no, I am wearing that. No.
Right.
Oh.
No, I was married when I was younger, and it didn't come up. Until
What?
How
Later.
did that
It
not
didn't
come up?
come
I
up?
can't imagine why I would be reluctant to bring that up when I
But
was
like you
younger.
said, it didn't come up. No, you were hiding it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. I
That's
was like,
what-
oh, just never came up.
I was in a dress and she didn't even care. She didn't even ask. I'm
That's
like,
it.
what the fuck, bitch?
So, but where was all your stuff?
I didn't have
You didn't
a
have
lot of
stuff
stuff
yet. Okay.
then, because I was married very young.
How young?
I was married very young.
Okay. And when did you start dressing as a woman sometimes?
Like sometimes, do you mean like 11 when I would start like stealing my mom's underpants?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
That's sometimes, I guess.
That's when you
I mean,
develop the desire to like be
Right.
in women's clothing, right?
Like, oh my God, like this is I'm a freak. What the hell is going on here? And
Right.
what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
then you grew up and you're like, nothing's wrong with me. I'm gonna fucking wear a dress. Fuck you.
Or at least that's
Right.
not what's wrong with me.
Right. Maybe
There
you're,
are-
maybe you're a huge piece of shit in other ways.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you're
oh,
always
yeah.
late.
Right.
See, I think you've zeroed in on why I have trouble meeting women. I'm a huge piece of shit in other ways, and I try and justify and say, "Hey, it has to be okay because this, right?" Mm-hmm. I don't know. I should never attempt amateur psychology in front of 300 people.
Me either. Let's try it. Whatever. You gotta try something new.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're obviously capable. You've been in numerous long-term relationships. So is there a problem now in your life that is unique to other periods during your life that you're finding?
I haven't been single for a while.
What's a
and,
while?
Like I'm just within the last year. I'm out of a long-term relationship.
So
And-
not a while.
Well, let's say a year and a bit. A year and
Right.
let's use metric. We're in Canada. Let's say a year and a hectare or something. I
Right.
don't know.
How y'all use meters and shit?
Yeah.
That's so Celsius.
Yeah, I was like, I have no idea what's happening right now.
I had to download a converter app on my phone. Anyway.
And then what has been your process
'Cause-
to actively meet women during this period?
I go to events where people like me would not be looked at strangely. And,
Okay.
and
That's a good
it's,
idea.
go to kink positive, fetish positive
Yeah.
events. But I'm not. I don't think I'm revealing any secrets here. But I'm not exactly a spring chicken.
Does that mean you're old?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, it's a wig, not a magic wand. It's fine.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like.
I don't think you're that old. How old are you? Do you mind
I-
saying? If you don't want to, it's okay.
Oh, I'm in my early 40s.
Okay.
That's not even old.
But no, but it's to meet.
Do you like meeting younger women?
I thought so, but when I first became single, like I would try and meet women in their 20s, and it's like there's nothing like.
You didn't connect.
Yeah, there's no connection. here.
Earmuffs, ladies.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing there. It's fine.
Yeah, sorry. Unless there's the right girl out here that's in their 20s. But
Well, so do you think you were like sexually attracted to women in their 20s, but then when you would try to make it work, there was just some.
well, the last time I was really single was in my 20s. So you kind of go back, right, to when you got out of Shawshank, and
Right.
that's.
Well, and dating has changed so
You know,
much.
Shawshank dating, whatever.
I forget nobody knows Shawshank, do they? I'm showing my age. Like I don't know.
No, they're just too mad.
No,
They're just
I love Shawshank.
sitting there being like, I am 24 and I know a lot, Corinne. I am so mad. I can't. I'm leaving right now. Wait till I find the perfect meme to capture how I feel right now.
Nailed it. So what has been the trouble in the past year that you've been single that you run it? What's the block that you run into?
It's connecting. I mean, I guess it's like the same. It's there's this dual layer of finding someone that accepts kind of this.
Yeah, of course.
And you connect with, and who is age, because I mean, it seems like a lot of sort of age appropriate, and this, I guess a lot of guys who are single in their 40s would kind of feel that way. Most women, once they get in their 30s, they're with someone, and then, once they're in their, I guess late 40s, aren't with someone. So it's kind of, I'm hitting that dual kind of problem of being in that early 40s age range. Of course, I don't look anything like it.
You
Under
look great.
these lights. No, not
You
at all.
look fucking great. What about, have you ever like hung out in like a court where they get divorces? Because that's what I would do.
Just hang around
I'm not
outside
joking.
and
Just hang out in the lobby.
yeah.
Just be like, hey, you all right? You want to get a cup of coffee and talk about this?
But it's kind of being in between. And the women that I have met, they're kind of too freaky for me. Because as you said earlier, I don't.
I hear some audience reaction.
Yeah. How is someone so freaky for
What
you?
the fuck?
What do you mean by that?
As you asked earlier, I don't dress like this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I walk around looking like a poor man's like Russell Crowe most of the time.
That's very generous.
Yeah, right. I said a Canadian poor man's Russell Crowe.
Okay.
I think you look great.
Russell Crowe's gained a few, so I mean, I guess I could say that.
You're done. Okay, so at these like kink events that you go to that you say you're accepted by other people like you, are you dressed like this or are you dressed like Sean?
No, I'm dressed like this.
Okay, so I think,
Or kinkier.
but I think that's the problem. See, Eddie Izzard, I want to fuck the shit out of Eddie Izzard in the whatever outfit. Probably more in the lady outfit, honestly.
Right.
I think a lot of people are totally open to that. But I think it's hard because like this feels like a costume. It doesn't feel like I'm meeting a real person. It feels like I'm meeting kind of like a caricature.
Right.
So I think I think you can not easily, but I don't think it's like impossible to find someone who's into this. Like I would totally date someone who was a transvestite, but I would not, especially because of the kind of transvestite you are. More of like an over-the-top showy one.
Sorry, I was gonna ask
yeah,
you,
like if it like because Eddie Izzard kind of is like just like a
Eyeliner
little
and painted nails.
eyeliner. Yeah, and like a suit that's kind of cute. But this is like very costumey, and that's awesome. And I would totally be fine with it. But to meet you like this, it just feels like a weird Halloween hookup or something. Like it doesn't.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm meeting you. I feel like you're hiding behind something. That's how I would feel.
What do you think? Do you think you're hiding behind something?
Oh yeah, I mean I've had some great weird Halloween hookups, but they just haven't led to anything. That's I guess the thing that I run into. Because I'm also I'm a performer, and this kind of feels like a mask to me in a way that enables.
But when
me
you're dating,
to
you don't
perform.
want the mask on.
Right.
When you're dating, you want to be vulnerable because that's what someone's going to be attracted to is your vulnerability and who you really are. Like
Right.
this is part of who you are, absolutely. But who is Sean? Who is your heart?
Yeah.
like your soul and stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and then you can like slowly introduce something like this, or like take the woman to a place where maybe transvestites are, but you are not dressed up, and kind of like baby steps. Because I think a lot of people are really open to things, but it's just a lot to digest all at once. Because dating already is so scary for so many people. I hate going on dates, and like if I showed up and you were like this, I would just be like, "Fuck me." Like,
I would
Sean,
never.
that's not what you were wearing in the fucking picture.
yeah, but if I got to know you, yeah.
Where's your fucking
Well, it's
Nazi
interesting
jersey?
because I've had two Tinder. I've had a Tinder profile like this, and I've had a Tinder profile as Sean. But I would never show up like this if someone
Right.
thinks Sean's showing up.
Of course, that's a dickhead move.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
but I'd also love to see the person's face. But also, have you done a profile that shows both?
I guess that's a little.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Right?
Or put it in the bio. Just be like.
There are hints. There's been hints.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what's a hint?
You gotta be upfront.
Yeah.
You know, can walk in heels, and just show like a picture of the.
That sounds like a joke, though.
Yeah,
Right,
it sounds like some
okay.
dude just being like, I love your dress, can I try it on? And just being
Right.
condescending or something.
Right.
I mean,
But-
just maybe like something like interested in an alternative lifestyle or whatever the PC bullshit way of saying that is.
Because the thing is, anybody who leads a lifestyle that's taboo, whenever they're upfront about it, no matter how I feel about whatever taboo that is, it's automatically sexy.
Yeah.
When they're upfront and they don't give a fuck about what you think. I'm Sean. Sometimes I like to wear a dress and a wig, and it's awesome. And then sometimes I have a beard and a hockey jersey, and I'm a Canadian B game Russell Crowe, and it's also awesome.
Yeah, and like I can still fuck the shit out of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So being confident in both those parts, I think, is automatically sexy.
Because it takes a lot of women like confidence, and what takes more confidence than a straight man dressing up as a woman and owning
Yeah.
it?
It's
That's
fucking
super
hot.
cool.
Dude, a man who can walk in heels and wear a dress,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, so I think just stop. Don't hide behind this. This is something great and wonderful, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. And someone's gonna be totally cool with it, but you gotta work up to it, and
Right.
most importantly, let them know you first. Like you.
So what would you
Sean.
say? Like, would you say like third date, fourth date? Like,
Yeah,
what would be
don't
your...
wait too long because then it feels like you're like it makes you
leading
feel like
someone
you're a
on.
liar, even though you're not. It just makes
Right.
because like if things are going well and then all of a sudden like you're like, yeah, I gotta tell you something. Like that's no one likes to hear that. Just tell it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and I would bring it up in a playful way, like, oh, are you into like weird, like sex stuff, like kinky stuff? Because I'm kind of into things and I would love to tell you about it if you're interested in that community or whatever. Like, just intrigue her and then lead her into like, this is the other world, the other me.
Yeah, and I think you've been around for 40 something years. You can gauge.
How dare
41
you?
at most.
But you can gauge like what kind of a person I'm sure who's going to be more open to this, and then someone who's not. Like you can tell who you feel comfortable.
Right.
And of course, sometimes you're pleasantly surprised, and sometimes you're unpleasantly surprised. But if you have that inclination that it's a safe person to tell, you're probably right, and you should trust your gut.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
Thanks. Give it up for Sean. Thank you so
Yay,
much.
Sean.
We really appreciate it.
So nice meeting you.
Okay, real quick.
Sorry, no,
real quick.
because I'm also trying to develop kind of a web series based on my tranny experiences.
Don't plug shit. I
it
wanted
doesn't-
to. Shut the fuck up. What's your web
asked.
series?
No, it doesn't exist yet, but I'm
Oh.
trying to develop it. And if anybody,
Any
if any-
back is in the room.
if anybody hears your podcast and is interested, because
Yeah.
I've made a pilot episode
Okay.
and trying to get funding to make more, they can email me at candylandweb@gmail.com.
Is that also the email for your dating profile, or no? That's not right. No.
I was like, do you
we'll take
end
both.
dates like that? Because that
Yeah,
might
'cause
be why you're
I
not
was
getting
gonna say
called
maybe
back.
that's what it is.
I think I've been found out. No.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Do you need help
Give
getting
it
off
up.
the stage? Are you all right? No spills, please.
Oh. All right, guys. We're gonna bring on our guest.
Yes.
He is a legendary stand-up comedian.
Yes, we're so excited. He's gonna have so many great stories. He has a show coming out on IFC this November that he'll tell you all about. But first, he's gonna talk about sex. Please give it up for Dana Gould.
Hey! Missed you.
That other dude wore my outfit. I just had to
Sorry.
frantically change. I admire that a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Ed Wood, famous.
Yes. Oh,
Don't
what a
make
great
of all
movie too.
time.
Hmm.
So we were talking backstage, and we also had this conversation with Sean on stage about pubic hair
We went, why?
and how it's like a
Okay,
little.
right there.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
jumped right in.
It came up because I was eating a salad that had too many little things on the top.
Bean sprouts, and then he
Bean
like-
sprouts, thank you.
Yeah, it looked like he just ate a pussy, basically. But then we were like, oh,
It looked like I was eating She-Hulk's vagina.
that's amazing. But I guess when you were single after not being single for a long time, when you were dating, you realized this trend in pubic hair.
I got married in 2000, and we were together for 12 years. And then after my divorce, I dated somebody immediately which is not smart.
Like how immediately?
Yeah, did you know her before the divorce?
Friend of a friend, and they were getting divorced at the same time, and I just said, "Oh, if you ever want to
Divorce
trade war
court,
stories."
Sean.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
twins.
I was like, "Want to trade war stories? We can." And then we ended up, and
Dating.
the next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. And then that ended amicably, I was told. And then I was out in the dating pool, not too much, but I just never encountered that one time, and I just found it strange in that it is nearly universal that at some point in between when I got married and now, women said collectively, "You know what guys really like? When you look like a giant baby with tits." And I don't.
All these girls are like, yeah, if I get a giant baby with tits.
I'm saying that I'm saying that's not good. And as a father of, for me, I can only speak for myself. I have 3 daughters. So the last time
I was like, oh, please talk right about your daughters.
So the last time I saw one that looked like that, it was covered in its own poop.
As it should be.
As it should be.
And when you're 21 and it's covered in its own poop, you take a step back and ask yourself some questions, maybe reevaluate. Yeah. You know?
I really shouldn't be cleaning this up, honey.
Have you ever shit yourself? I have. Oh, God, I have.
I did just now.
Just the memory of it just jarred.
Well, that's, bears think that we all walk around with shit in our pants because everyone they've ever caught.
Oh, I was like, first I was
Wow.
like, do you mean the animal or like a big gay man?
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, big gay guy?
Probably same result.
Cause you poop when you die.
Well, they're just like, well, let's just eat the top half.
And then I was like, oh wait, this is a joke. I get it.
I love that you poop when you die and you poop when you give birth. Isn't that
Yes,
funny?
you poop when you die. It's your body's way of going, that's all, folks. But at the end, it really kills the end of every romantic movie. Like, I love you. It really ruins a love story. Love means never having to say soup.
Have you ever been in a relationship and the person you were with just did something that grossed you out that you really had a hard time being attracted to him after that?
No, that's usually me.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
Here's one. I'm far too clean.
You've never, I mean, you like fart in front of your significant other, right?
Yeah, there's a time when it's a sad day when the fart hold goes away. When the early relationship fart hold has to be dismissed.
It is sad, isn't it?
And you go down to a lake and you put it on a raft and then you light the raft on fire and send it out.
Well, the first fart in a relationship is the start of the downhill.
That's really true.
Yeah.
And they start
Especially if you're
competing.
sitting on their shoulders.
That's not good.
There's the fart hold. My friend got married and like literally the day after he got married, he fell off some bleachers.
Whoa, that's not what I was expecting.
Broke both of his arms.
Oh.
And his wife had to wipe his ass for like 6 weeks.
Oh my God.
The first 6 weeks of their marriage.
And he just kept going, it gets better. I swear it gets better. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could
How do
do,
you-
I could do
and you-
it.
Really?
Yeah, I could do that.
I
really
no
just-
offense, Steven, but
I really just took a moment now and I thought about it and I was like, I could do that.
I thought about it and I was like, nah.
That's where I get off the train, poop.
I mean,
and any weird not even, here's the difference between having children and not having children. Oh, I have poop on my hands. Or, I have poop on my hands! If you have kids, you've gone,
You've had poop on your
Yeah,
hands.
you've had poop on your hands.
Well, I remember the first time I got my own poop on my hands.
yeah? What kind of night was it?
Please tell me it was during a game of I bet I can shit on my hand.
Who can shit on the hands first wins?
No, I was just wiping my butt. Just boring. No, and that's how I knew my mother was a good mother or like the greatest mother. And getting poop on my hands made me not want to have kids because
Right.
my mom said to me, even President Clinton, it was Bill at the time, even President Clinton has gotten poop on his hands. And I was like, what a great response.
Right.
And then I never felt bad about getting poop on my hands anymore. And also I was like, oh, I would have never thought of that. I would have just been like, you're disgusting.
Right.
So I shouldn't have kids.
And now that we know what we know about President Clinton, it might have come moments after he said, "Come on, poop on my hand."
Poop on my hand.
I'm just cutting off tension, just releasing tension, just poop on my hand.
Do you raising daughters?
Yeah.
Is that
they
scary
also-
to you? I've had conversations
also
with
poop.
people that that's great. That are like, I'm scared I don't want to have a girl. I want to have a boy because I don't want to raise a girl in this type of world. I mean, it's way
it's
worse
awful.
back
No,
then,
it's awful. Yeah, it's awful. I can't go there.
Oh.
The world is so terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
how old are your daughters?
7, 12, and 14.
Ooh, okay.
Have you? Do you have the sex talk with them? And when do you do it? Do you wait for them to do something, or do they
nothing,
ask?
no.
Never? You're just sending them
just
out into
don't-
the world?
I just leave out a stack of magazines. No, their mom. I think their mom probably.
Takes care of
Handles
that.
that,
Maybe,
yeah.
hopefully. That's why.
No, we've had that discussion. You're gonna, because I don't want to. Yeah, you do.
Why don't we want to talk to your daughters about
Yeah.
sex?
We're thinking of just telling the 7-year-old and letting the
Ooh.
other.
And maybe it'll be a game of telephone, and hopefully it'll be accurate by the time it gets to the 14-year-old.
Here's something really awful. This is true. Some real awful things. You have this whole generation of kids that are being, kids have access to porn way too much.
Yeah, the internet.
Someone doesn't have a
fucking iPhone.
computer back there.
A lot more.
Someone is still using a typewriter.
Bad
and girl,
news,
it's time to upgrade.
computers.
Yeah. A lot more.
That's one of the things that horrifies me about the
Yeah.
idea of having a daughter
They,
or
well,
son.
they have access to porn way too soon, and they get way too much of it. And the kids are growing up with a very warped perspective of what sex and intimacy means. There is, like, a lot of young guys think it's normal to choke or strangle a woman during
That's
intimacy.
crazy.
And it's really,
She loves being choked.
oh,
But you need to give a heads up. You can't just choke a bitch. But
we would be terrible because I love giving the Heimlich, so it's actually just perfectly wrong.
Well, it's funny. I think about that a lot. Like, I didn't grow up with the internet on my phone until I was in college, I think. And I saw porn early on my dad's computer.
Yeah, I saw
and that
it.
fucked me up.
Yeah.
And I got so much less of it than the amount that teenagers now are getting. I cannot imagine. And I mean, we've all,
I mean,
like,
at a
my
certain
first
point,
couple hookups.
porn has to end at a certain point. I mean, I don't know
Does
where.
it? Will it?
Well, I think it would be great at the end of every. Here will be the end of porn if at the end of every scene they just put birth footage.
If they had the
Just
porn
like
to completion.
9 months later, and then a baby's born.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But
Good idea, Dana.
But I at a certain point, it's just getting so. You're getting into the old Tom Waits joke. At what point do we get girls without skin? I mean, there's only so much more they can do. Just like a skeleton in a sea of static. I don't know.
Well, they came out with a sex doll, I forget which country, and they shot a video of the prototype, and it looked like a woman. I'm like, oh, every dude's gonna want to get that, and then he could do whatever, and no one's
Right.
gonna say no.
Yeah, that might be the end of overpopulation.
True, good point. Actually, I think it was China
Yeah.
that was doing it.
No,
Don't
yeah.
they have an
No,
overpopulation
well,
problem?
in China,
Yeah.
China. See, here's the problem with China. They had no.
Listen up, Canada.
Listen up. Here's the great. In China, to curb overpopulation, they had the one-child policy.
Right.
So they said you only have one child. But in China, culturally, they honor boys. And what happens is, if you're a young man and you get married, your wife and you live and take care of your parents. And the wife's parents can go fuck themselves. And so a lot of families would have a girl and they go, no, we don't want a girl, we want a boy because we want to retire someday. And so the girl would then be left on the steps of an orphanage and maybe adopted
Yeah.
by somebody like me.
Women.
And
No, that wasn't like a joke. He, like,
no, it
adopted-
wasn't.
No, you like adopted
I have
dogs.
I have 3 daughters. My daughters are from China.
Everyone was just like,
shit.
"Is this going into a pedophile thing?" And I was
No,
like,
no, my daughters are adopted. No.
Poor Dana, he doesn't know what he's gotten himself into.
No, my children are not. But what you have as a result in China is a large population of men who don't have women around.
Oh.
Because the population is so skewed
Right.
towards men. It's like 7-3 or something like that. And so you have a large population of men who have access to nuclear weapons and no access to.
Pussy, was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a problem, which is why I'm investing in the Vegas to Beijing hooker channel, which I think is good.
Yeah.
But also that's really empowered women in China. It was odd because it was a very patriarchal society, but now women have all this power because they are in charge of supply and demand.
Good
The law,
point.
And you
the
thought
law
you
of
didn't know about
unintended
China.
consequences.
You what?
The law of unintended consequences.
Yeah, damn. Well, it's ironic that women can rise to power in a society where they mostly get left on stairs when they're babies.
Right.
And that's what it fucking takes to get us a fucking
Well,
leg
you have
up
a
in
lot
this
of time.
goddamn world.
Right.
Yeah, you have a lot of time to think when you're on a staircase. So
It's true.
I'm out here. I guess I'm gonna make a plan.
Well, in New York and LA, women have to pay money to go on stairs that lead nowhere.
Right. Yeah. How did you learn about sex as a kid? Did you get a sex talk?
Oh, I did.
Oh.
I did. I remember very specifically in second grade walking home from school with my friends. I lived in a small town and we walked to school. And I remember saying quite adamantly, when they have intercourse, it's a baby. And when they have a blowjob, that's where, in the parlance of the day, retarded babies come from. That was what I thought. I was 9.
What an asshole.
I was 9.
So you didn't want blowjobs then?
No way.
Damn. Catholicism.
And you
You've
just
done it
This is a
again.
9-year-old. This is the belief of a 9-year-old.
I
Without
thought
access to
periods
porn.
meant
And-
girls pee out of their butt, so
Yeah.
don't worry.
And then I asked my mom where babies came from, and she said it in the most perfunctory way possible and went back to vacuum cleaning.
Everyone's like, what does perfunctory mean?
Dad puts his
I
thing.
speak
Dad puts
to
his thing in mommy's thing.
Wait, what? Were you freaked out when you first learned that sex involved
was
insertion?
horrifying, yeah.
But you're the one who inserts. It's scarier for
It's
us.
it's your mom.
Well,
You don't want anybody doinking your mom when you're 9.
Amazing. Well, so you had a Catholic upbringing, right?
Yeah.
And you were an altar boy. Is that?
Yeah, and yet nothing.
I was gonna say, did you leave untouched?
Always
Did
the
you leave
bridesmaid,
untouched?
never the bride.
You weren't hot enough.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. That really made me doubt my appeal.
Did you know anybody?
If you can't get laid as an altar boy in the Boston Archdiocese in the,
Where are you gonna-
in the 1980s, you are doing something wrong.
Yeah.
As my friend Larry Brown would say, I couldn't get laid in a women's prison with a fistful of pardons.
Was that
No.
even a situation that you were aware of when you were a kid?
No,
Like that
no.
was happening?
Nope. No, well, we all knew that priests were funny.
Oh, that's what they called it?
it? Yeah, but we were pretty secure.
And what types of things did you learn about sexuality through Catholicism?
That it was
Why
nothing
is that funny?
Because I feel like I know the answer, but
There was this, yeah, it was just,
Oh yeah.
that women have a bum in their front.
Yep.
No, it was the most horribly repressive, backwards, no pun intended, sexual education. My dad had a ton of porn, and that's really where I.
Did you find it?
Oh yeah, that's probably
Where'd
why
he
I'm
keep
so.
it?
He kept it under his bureau, and it wasn't even Playboy. It was Penthouse, which is a lot more
Yes.
risque back at the time. In the time, there was a lot of. It looked like
Pussies?
It just looked like somebody dropped some cold cuts. Yeah.
Okay, a meaty vagina
yeah.
is what you're referring
exactly.
to?
But
Were you scared of the vagina?
oh no.
Okay.
It was always awesome. But I think that's why I'm so predisposed to not like women with no hair in their body, because I grew up in late 70s Penthouse porn,
Right.
That's so interesting.
where
I mean,
every girl looked like Lenny Kravitz was tying their shoes. Sorry, I had to think
I'm
of
glad
it.
we
Great.
waited for
I
that.
didn't have it
worth it,
ready
right?
when I
Yeah.
started the sentence.
well, I think it's so interesting when young boys see breasts or a vagina for the first time. Even when they're 9, they're like, "Whoa!" But when a young girl sees a dick, she's like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never was like, "Yeah, dick."
yeah.
I feel like I gotta go like this to it. I don't know why. It's just natural.
Right.
Girls don't. I've never met a
No.
girl that describes that early like magnetism towards a penis.
And that's to stay on. And that's like the weird thing about manscaping. Do you manscape? No, grow up.
Stop taking care of yourself,
Not
you
everything.
faggot.
Not everything has to be cute.
True.
Okay. Chicken parts.
Right.
It looks like chicken parts.
Your balls, dude.
Yeah. I don't need it to look like chicken parts in cellophane at the store. I'm fine with it looking like chicken parts that have been thrown on the floor of a busy barber shop.
But how about people like
I hope
trim?
I'm not turning you gals on too much out there.
Ladies, don't slide off your seat too fast, okay?
Yeah, I'm sure someone's into it.
I look like a I
definitely.
look like a munchie chi.
But wait, some people trim though to make their dick look bigger.
If you need
Just like,
look,
That's a good point. I should tell my
confirmed.
husband.
there's a
You
lot
ever
of
thought of
places
that?
I could go on that. I'm not gonna go. Some of us don't have to.
Because you have a big dick.
Because I have a magnifying glass as a belt buckle. I just throw it down.
Because you've never shaved your pubes?
No. Wow. I mean, I keep it neat so it doesn't look like a aerial
do
photo.
trim.
So
Oh,
it doesn't
so you're
look like.
lying. You're
Well, I don't
lying.
want it to look like an aerial photo of the Jackson 5, but
Right.
I just want to keep asking you pubic
We're running out of
questions.
black
I know,
celebrities, Dana.
we're really in
Yeah.
a strange
Not
cul-de-sac.
Denzel.
Okay.
I got crabs when I was
Oh.
14.
Yeah, you just go right into
You
it.
got crabs when you were 14?
I got crabs 5 years before I got laid because my brother was home from the army and slept in my bed.
Oh,
That's so suck. You didn't even get booked to
incestual
get crabs.
crabs.
No, and I didn't know what was going on.
Dana, that
I know.
sucks.
Ooh.
I got crabs from my brother Mike. And,
Mike.
I didn't know what was going on, and I was really itching. And then there's little flecks of blood in your underwear, and I went,
Because the crabs are pinching you?
because they borrow into your
Seaweed
skin.
is always clean.
So I went to my mom, and she said, talk to your dad. And my dad laughed and said I had the, quote, saber-tooth crotch crickets. And,
That's what your dad told you?
and sent me on my bike to the pharmacy to get this stuff.
Oh.
Now I know why you won't talk to your kids about sex.
Called A2000, which was the dead crab. But you would think, why? I didn't realize until I was older how poorly he performed as a parent in some areas.
Did you ever get pissed off at Mike for that shit?
No, I didn't even go there.
That's
I went
nice
right.
of you.
I went right to my parents' lack of like.
Yeah.
you
Oh, I
should-
thought he was gonna be like, I went
you
right
should
to the
have ste-
pharmacy.
You should have stepped. You should have stepped in. at
Yeah.
some point and made this a little easier on me.
Wow.
Did you share the cream
But
with
I will
Mike?
say this. No, he had, by that time I think he had gone back to base. He was in the army. But I will say this: it did give me a Herculean load of shame, and
Really?
I've spun that into comedic gold.
So maybe you're a comedian because you got crabs when you were 14 from
Yeah,
your
I
brother
think
Mike.
so. Yeah, it's my first entourage, as the old saying goes.
So where through that experience, in what other ways did you realize that your dad fell short?
Yeah, because where's the shame coming from?
Just
'Cause
let
you
it
didn't-
all out.
You didn't ask for the crabs.
Well, I don't
No
know.
one does.
Making me wait till the hockey game was over before he took me to the hospital to get my broken collarbone set. Does that come into play?
Yeah, that counts.
Was the game close?
It was, and it was the
Oh,
Bruins
well.
St. Louis Blues. It was the Bruins Blues. I mean, I do understand it in retrospect. He wasn't interested in being a dad. He was interested in being your friend if you were into what he was into.
Right. Like if
It
you were
was just
cool.
it was just a generational thing. I love my dad. He's 85. He's still going, and he's really changed as a person. Somebody
Yeah.
just let a balloon deflate.
Yeah, they did.
No, he's really changed. He's changed a lot as a person.
That's great.
To his credit, but he was not the most active parent as a kid. And I was the fifth of six, so I was basically, if I wasn't on fire, I was left alone pretty much.
Thank God you got crabs.
And once I knew where his porn was, it wasn't long before my penis looked like the handlebar grip of a child's bike.
I'm glad that you said child. Yeah, we needed to get that in there.
Did you get the pages of your dad's porno stuck together?
No, you don't jizz on the book. That's,
Oh, you don't?
That's like sacred. Like you keep that up out of the way. And,
I always thought you jizzed in the book or in a sock.
no, I think like all men, I jizz in my girlfriend's conditioner.
What?
Nothing.
Oh,
Sneaky.
I was like, do people do that?
No.
Should I be looking out for that? Shit.
No, I mean if you see it, boy, there seems to be more conditioner than yesterday. That would be a problem.
Do you now because your dad was less active?
I just made it up.
It's the ha-ha, y'all.
He's just fucking with you. Ha-ha-ha.com. It was fine.
Yeah.
Do you wait? So do you try to like? Do you feel like you compensate with your relationship with your daughters because your dad was less active, or
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yes.
What kinds of things are important for you as a dad to let your daughters know, or things to do with your daughters?
Oh well, sounds so self-serving. I'm a really active. I'm very in the life. I was texting them just before I came down here. I'm very. I know what their homework is. I know what sport they're playing. I talk to them every day about all that stuff. Their mom and I only live 5 minutes apart, so it's a very
nice.
amicable situation, and they go back and forth with ease. And I also apologize to them when I'm wrong, which I think is really important. When I fuck up, I'll say,
okay.
I really made a mistake. I'm sorry
Yeah,
about that.
that
I
is
shouldn't have done
important.
that." I think it's important for them to know that figures in authority are full of shit. And that includes parents. And
Well, it's important to know that your parents aren't. You think they're these superheroes. You put them on a pedestal, and then I feel like a lot of parents, like mine, a lot of times didn't apologize when they were wrong. So I just thought something was wrong with me. So
Right.
You're either going to internalize it, or your parents going to apologize, and then you'll be healthy. You know.
Yeah, and the thing that so much of it is by example. My kids are really polite to people in service, like waitresses and waiters and stuff like that. They're super polite to those people because I am, and I would hate that more. Like I don't mind you being rude to a cop, but don't be rude to a waiter.
Yeah.
Oh, I judge somebody by how they treat people in those types of positions, because if you're rude,
but don't be rude to a cop. Not in America.
But for like a
Not
different
America.
reason. Yeah.
But yeah, when someone is rude to like a waitress and the waitress isn't being rude, it's like, ew, you're gross.
It's also a great way to get pee in your food.
Yeah. I was like, it's just not smart.
You can get shot in America. We had to shoot him. He was going for his sarcasm.
So how is dating after
Oh,
being...
it's great. Oh, it's
How do you meet
great.
women?
Well, I've never been on any dating website.
I was going to ask
Tinder. I haven't done any of that, and I kind of feel like I'm just trained as a husband. That's all I know how to do. So, I'm just going up to women in bars. Excuse me, I couldn't help noticing you sitting there by yourself, but I know we just met, but I thought maybe you'd like to tell me what I've done wrong.
Well, they're getting
I was wondering if you had a long list of chores and errands you'd like me to do tomorrow. It sucks. But
dating
it's
can
long.
be...
Well, I've been out of the game literally for 21 years. Literally for 21 years.
Yeah.
And if that's 18 plus 3. And there's just, I don't have any game. I don't know if there's a league or a stadium still.
Well, how do you pick up a woman? Like, if you like the
those
woman...
make milk. That's usually what I go to.
Yeah, that's why it's not working out for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you got to die of something. There's one.
Oh, I like that.
No,
one.
I just started seeing someone, and it's really interesting. They thought our first date was not a date.
That's my favorite.
You tricked him?
Yeah, they thought it was like a business thing because they're a writer. I just like, we should meet. I said we should have dinner or something, and I said great. And she just assumed that because I'm a writer and she's a writer, it was like, oh, what are you working on?
Yeah, I was like, why did they think
Yeah.
that? Because you were like, oh, let's do a business thing.
Yeah, I didn't say do it, but I said dinner, and then
Yeah.
and then like halfway through, I made a joke about it going really well, and they went, oh. Yeah. But we were still seeing each other. I mean,
But that was like, but then it worked out.
Yeah,
Wow,
it worked
that's
out.
great.
Yeah, it could have been horribly embarrassing.
Yeah.
And how do you go about? So you and your ex-wife are amicable, but like,
Yeah.
how do you go about introducing, or do you at all introduce new women
Just
to your
happening.
children?
That's really well. It was hard for the first woman that I dated after. Well, no, girlfriend. It's girlfriend.
Oh, right.
I don't like the word girlfriend. There's no appropriate adult female social companion.
Right.
There's
Yeah, you gotta say girlfriend.
there's
Anytime
sounds
someone
weird.
says like,
Yeah.
"This is my lady friend," I'm like,
Yeah.
"Please die right now."
I say.
Don't ever call me your lady friend.
I call her the keeper of my magic. Magic
That's a
with
good
a
one.
K. Magic with a K. No, there's no applicable term, and it was very difficult with the first woman I dated because it was actually one of their friends, and she was 13 at the time. No.
JK.
No, they never met that because their mom had just got in a relationship, so I kind of let that happen. And then they're just getting ready to meet the woman that I'm dating now. First, I meet the partner. I met my wife's person. We sat down and had a
How
little.
was that?
It's fine.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah,
you like
fine.
the guy? He's
Yeah,
a good guy.
Nice, great.
Nice guy.
What do you talk about? Like, I
So you
used
were
to
fucking
fuck
my
her.
girl now, huh?
No.
Now you're fucking her.
Yeah, that's exactly what we
My
talked
dick
about.
was in it. Your dick's
Yeah.
in it now.
That's
Yeah.
why I feel
Hey.
uncomfortable
It's
meeting my
like,
boyfriend's
if you go
parents.
down on her, it's like you blew me. Meet me in the attic.
High five,
That was exactly what it was. That
Make
was
retarded babies together, yeah.
That's exactly
Call back.
right. We're gonna dominate the Special Olympics. It was very, very great because our we didn't get an angry divorce. We were just like, this is over. You know?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we stayed. We decided in January, and nothing changed at all until June. We lived together, and because we wanted to get the kids through school, and so it wasn't that kind of deal. Not very rewarding comedically, but I'll take it. And so now, yeah, I met her partner, and it's great. Now she's going to meet my partner, and they'll have a little chat. It's basically like the kid can't touch a hot stove.
Right.
Do you know the simple rules?
Yeah, that's stuff like that. And you don't want your kids around people that aren't responsible. That's it. Not exciting, not funny.
Well, when you were dating, when you were single on the scene, how quick would you sleep with someone?
Oh,
I want to know how fast Dana Gould moves.
I don't move quickly at all because I'm so terrified of rejection that I usually go. I'll wait till it's like, are you gonna fuck me?
You wait till she's about to
Yeah.
insert you in
Yeah.
her.
Yeah,
I was like,
And then
exactly.
you're like,
He sees a wet spot, and then he's
Cause
like, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, I'm so horrified of rejection that I.
Why?
I'm so horrified of rejection. I lie that the date is not a date. I say it's a business date, and then I spring
Oh,
it
so
on
now
them.
the truth is
Explain
coming
that.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Why are you so
halfway
afraid
through
of rejection?
halfway through sex, I'll say this is just a CPR class.
But how can you be afraid of rejection? You're in the entertainment
Yeah, you're a
business. That's
comedian.
what this is.
Because I get it's just sexual rejection is.
Oh,
horrible.
okay. But
Well, it's more vulnerable.
What?
Has anybody done that when they saw?
No. Rape whistle.
do you think you're attractive?
What?
Do you think you're attractive?
I think.
I think you're a very handsome man. If it counts, if that
I
matters.
appreciate that very much. I think I look like a very handsome toe.
With a beard and
Like
glasses.
Like
who
if there was a toe, I'd be a good-looking toe. Or maybe.
Yeah, you shouldn't go on Tinder and say
like
any of
the
that.
good-looking hobbit.
Yo, a hobbit.
Hobbit.
I know I don't look. I don't. No, I don't. I don't.
This
think
one down here
I
is
don't think
comparing
any-
himself to
no,
Russell Crowe.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
think
going in the
any-
opposite direction.
I don't think any comedian thinks they're attractive.
You're fine.
I don't think any comedian. No, I think I'm. I'm not like.
You got
So I
the
don't-
cute
I'm not
glasses.
scaring children.
It's
I'm built
interesting.
like a condom full of walnuts. I mean, I try.
Well, that sounds horrible. I'm finding out more and more as we talk to men. Like men, I think, are more insecure than women.
Oh, yeah,
which is
totally.
weird.
Because we act so repulsed
Yeah.
when we don't want a part of it. I mean, there's very few times when a woman is going to approach a man and be like, "Do you want to do something?" And he's going to be like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we've all done
Yeah.
that.
You know what?
I know.
That happened to me with a dude once.
You
and I
want
was
me
like,
to put what in your
Someone
mouth?
did that to you?
Yeah,
What?
I was a little aggressive. When I'm single, I am aggressive.
Was it like Brad Pitt or like how high were you going?
It's going pretty
Oh,
high.
I was like, how high were you
I
aiming?
shoot for the stars and then I land on the moon. I'm like, the moon's great. It's great. I like the moon. The moon's fucking
What
great
happened?
view.
You
I
got-
think it's the opposite.
I think I come off too aggressive when I like a guy. I've been in a relationship for 5 years, so it's not a problem now. But I think I'm just very direct, and I'm like, do you want to hang out? Do you want to? Maybe I get a little clingy actually, because I'm like, you want me to come over? I'll come over. What are you doing? Like, are you watching TV? Okay,
Oh
well,
my
why
God.
can't I come over?
Accommodating.
Now I get it. Yeah, maybe I'm a little stalkerish.
I would say accommodating.
Hey,
I
if I
am
kill,
accommodating.
hey, just curious. If I kill you, do I become you? How's this work?
I think women should hit on men more, though. I think that will. First of all, we want to. Don't you agree, though? Because It's like Steven, my boyfriend, always says, like, I wish women would hit on men more because it's.
Well, usually the women that hit on me are wearing a necklace full of eyeless doll heads.
Ooh.
I
Hey,
can see that.
Yeah.
But I would also wear that necklace.
Yeah, sure.
So
You're a walking Etsy store. Of course you would.
that's the rudest thing anyone's ever said to
Can
me. I gotta be honest.
Can I tell you?
I was like, I'm obviously a walking Hot Topic, so please.
I will tell you a funny story, a true story about my new adult female social companion, and and myself. We went on a cleanse because I was in Atlanta doing this show that's going to premiere on IFC on Halloween and then rerun on November 2nd called Stand Against Evil, which is a horror comedy, and it's really funny and really scary, and it's great.
Just saw.
We did just watch the It was really good.
I was so excited for this TV show.
It's really great. I was in Atlanta for 6 weeks, and I got fat as a fucking wood tick because we were shooting all night, and you're just eating to stay awake, and I'm now 180. I came back at 190, and so
what a fat ass.
we went. I was
Fat fuck.
I was butter. I looked like the Michelin. I signed autographs as the Michelin Tire Man.
You do have low self-esteem.
People came up to me.
Dead
Are you him? I am him, Michelin Tire Man. I look like Louis Anderson's shadow in a pond. No, I felt awful. So I went on a cleanse, and she went on a cleanse with me, although she didn't need it. And then we were so hungry for awful food that we just started going like, I'd like look at a picture of apple pie and like, look at it, I don't even want to eat it, I just want to fuck it. And she's like, yeah, you're gonna fuck. She's really funny. She goes, yeah, you're gonna fuck that pie. Did you stick your dick in that pie? And then it was just like, oh, I'd like to fuck right now, a cup of coffee. Oh, because we couldn't have coffee on this cleanse.
Coffee?
No, and she's like, oh, you just want to stick your dick in that coffee. Just get dip your balls in that coffee and paint the kitchen floor with your coffee balls. And like, oh yeah, that's what I want to fucking do.
Did you dip your dick in the coffee?
No, so this would be what it would look like. Hot. Hot. But that became part of our the way we talk to each other. So now, like when we go out to eat, we're like, anything on here you want to fuck? Yeah, I like to fuck that.
I like that.
But it's great. But we can't ever break up. Because that when you bring the old relationship shorthand into the new relationship, it's like, just out to dinner with somebody, anything on the dessert menu you think you'd like to shove in your pussy?
Yeah. And then like, what?
And she's like, bye.
Yes, my girlfriend and I used to talk about fucking food. I'm sorry. She was really funny. She talked about me painting the kitchen floor with my coffee balls. She's a real good person.
I feel like you're predicting the future right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, you gotta always explain that. So we have to wrap up soon, but I do want to end the. I've been a fan of yours for a long time. And
You're sweet. Thank you.
It's true. The first
Shut
time
up.
I was.
And I you now, Chokey.
Oh, thank you. Not about chokers, about fucking choking during sex, guys.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Not Matilda reference.
They were like, what are they talking about?
That comes up, and I know we're gonna wrap up. But I'm not like an aggressive dude.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, every time like a woman is like, I like it a little rough. Like, here's my version of rough. Like, yeah.
Oh, that ain't rough.
It's just, oh no, I'm like.
That's
you're
less
just like,
rough than
that's
just
how I-
not
Oh, yeah.
hitting anyone
That's
at
how I
all.
pet a puppy.
bare knuckle tentative is what you get from me. You're a dirty girl.
Well, speaking of You're a Dirty Girl, the first time I was introduced to you and what made me a fan of yours was the first time I watched you doing comedy. You were talking about your experiences at a sex dungeon.
Yes.
So I just wanted you to share that story with the audience.
It was a different woman. I was dating a different woman, and it was my 29th birthday. And she said, you should go get spanked. And I went, oh dear, you're mad. You're mad.
Used to be British.
Why don't we just go to the club and play cricket? So she took me to this bar that had an S&M night in West Hollywood. And they had a big, like a leather padded cross. And it was a bar, and there was like a girl with a flogger. And I was really like...
Same old.
Same old. But I was like...
flogger.
I was kind of on TV a lot at the time, and I was like, I don't think I can go in here. And she goes, who here is going to know you in here?
Yeah,
And I
that's
was
what made me like her in the
that's-
story.
That's a good part. That's a good point. So I went in, and I was on this dumb cross, and a dominatrix was
It's your Catholic upbringing
half-heartedly
coming back at you, baby.
half-heartedly flogging me, and my girlfriend was right there cracking up. And then, well, you know, it's like I have 4 older brothers. Like, getting beat up is not high on my list of things I still want to do.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's like I got this. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, if I jacked off and my brothers beat me up, I'd have had this done years ago. That'd be one way of getting out of being bullied. Just
Yeah,
every
you're like,
time they
"Ooh,
punch you,
sure
you're like,
enough."
oh yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, you're gonna call me
Yeah, you're
asshole
gonna
now?
bully. Yeah, you're gonna bully me.
You want my lunch money? Come and get it.
Exactly.
Here's your lunch
Exactly.
money.
That's such a great
good
anti-bullying
idea.
tactic.
Yeah, that's right.
Jerk off on your bullies, guys.
Oh my God, what a team we are.
Don't.
So anyway, long story short, while I was getting flogged, this S&M couple walked up. Like, the guy looked like Alice Cooper, and the woman looked like she was dressed up as the guy dressed up as Alice Cooper. And they literally walked up to me like 2 inches from my face, like, "Oh my God, you're Dana Gould. You're like my favorite comedian." I was like, "Oh well, thank you very much. Oh, nice to see you."
And that's a lesson in sex and celebrity etiquette,
Exactly.
everybody.
And the next thing you know, I came like a motherfucker, and that's all that matters.
Did you
Hell
really?
yeah.
No,
No, you
Damn
didn't.
it.
No, you didn't.
I was like,
could
what
tell.
a perfect ending. And jizz.
Yes.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for being on
Thank you
Guys
so
We
much.
Fuck, the
Thank
Anti-Misogyny
you.
podcast.
Thank you.
Where can we find you online?
Where can
What's
we
your
find
Twitter?
you?
Remind us when your show comes out because it looks amazing.
DanaGould.com, at Dana Gould on Twitter, Dana Gould on Instagram, and November 2nd at 10 o'clock on IFC, Stand Against Evil. It's really scary and really funny at the same time.
That's awesome. Give Dina Gould a hand, everybody.
Give it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming out to Just for Laughs. We want to say hello to everybody, but they have another show coming in. So if you want to say hi, you can go out to the street and to the left where the line is not, and we'll be right out and we'll say hi.
Yeah. And we have 2 shows tomorrow as well. One at 9 p.m. and the midnight show is here.
Yeah.
And I think there's still tickets available. That's our touring show where we do stand-up and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. so.
absolutely. Thank you so much. Get home safe. Have a great night.
Give it up for Dana Gould, everybody!
Just a hiccup to my heart. We didn't even last very long. All I know is I did my part, and now my case of hiccups is gone. You were a hiccup, a hiccup, a hiccup to my heart. A hiccup, a hiccup, a hiccup to my heart. It started when you said you needed space. I hadn't thought that anything was wrong, but then my head was all over the place, and I realized in my heart you don't belong. You were a hiccup, a hiccup, a hiccup to my heart. A hiccup, a hiccup, but now my case of hiccups is gone.